Welcome back to the White Hart Lounge, episode 2. Hope everybody's had a great week and looking forward to the weekend. Come off the back of that 3-1 win over AZ on Thursday night, which was, it was great to get to those quarterfinals. But we'll get back to that game near the end of the stream. So let's take it back now to last weekend when we got a 2-2 draw against Bournemouth. For me, a very disappointing performance. I think that Bournemouth should have won that game with the chances that they created. Really outplayed us at times. I mean, we had all the ball, but all they'd done was really sit on the counter, sit back, plan the counter attack, and they created so many good chances. And we were fortunate that we didn't concede more. Now we saw returning players like Solanke, Romero. Romero was a little bit shaky, I thought. And I just didn't think we played well. I just thought, it all kept breaking down in the final third. We were really struggling to create any good attacking moves. And I did expect better from us, being at home with players back, no excuses. But what we saw, unfortunately, was a poor performance from Spurs. As I said, we got quite lucky in the end there. Well, Bournemouth went two goals up, didn't they? First goal from Tavernier on 42 minutes, a well-worked goal, fantastic ball from their left back, which found Tavernier, who came in, slid in and got the 1-0. Second half, much of the same really. I felt Bournemouth were playing well. We were trying to pick it up, but trying to attack Bournemouth, but again, the attacks were breaking down. And then on 65 minutes, and before that, to be honest, Bournemouth had a goal disallowed, didn't they, if you can remember? But they did get their second goal. Lovely move it was for their second goal. And then Nielsen got that 2-0. And you thought, look, we're done here. There's no way we're coming back. But Sarr, with a cross shot, went in. And then on 84 minutes, Son gets brought down in the box. And then he sticks away the penalty. 2-2. We got lucky. Great to get a point, obviously, when you're not played well. But, I was disappointed. I just thought now with players back, Solanke up front, Wilson was in the side. Yes, I know he hasn't been back long. But it wasn't a great performance. And Bournemouth will probably be really kicking themselves that they didn't take the 3 points there. But a point is a point, and you move forward. Unfortunately, a couple of days or the day after, we found out that Danso was injured, which was got a hamstring injury, which was disappointing because I think he's played quite well this season. I really do. I thought he's been good, but unfortunately he's out. So Romero and Van der Ven, we need to get them up and running as soon as possible. Now there was a press conference from Ange before the AZ game, and he was his usual rude self. One of the questions he was asked in that press conference, which he didn't respond very well to at all. And the question was to Ange was this game is billed as a win or bust for Tottenham season and for you and your project. How do you feel? He did not like this question at all. He really didn't, and it was a good question, to be honest. And it was a big game coming up Thursday. We were 1-0 down, a lot pending on it for our season. League, 13th in the league, it's not gone well at all. And all eyes were on that AZ game. And his response was like, there are not many professions in the world where you have to come in and answer questions like that here. No, there isn't. But I'm going to be polite and say we're focused on winning the game tomorrow night and we need to put in a better performance than we did last Thursday. Obviously, that wasn't anywhere near the standards we want to play. We did some good things at the weekend, did some not so good things, but we feel if we can play like that with the intensity and tempo we played at that weekend, we'll give ourselves a good chance to progress. Now, I don't agree with Ange there at all, really. I didn't think we played with much tempo or intensity. I just thought that we just got a bit lucky there. Bournemouth, probably let themselves down, really, letting us back in that game. But it was a free goal, let's be real, from Sarr. And then we got a penalty 2-2. And really, Bournemouth should have probably scored a couple more. with their chances they created. They had a goal disallowed. But anyway, going back to the game on Thursday, all eyes were on this game. A lot of fans, I think most fans thought we wouldn't lose. Some predicted a draw. A lot of fans were very confident we'd win this game, being at home against AZ. But for me, it was difficult to feel confident because the week before that, when we played AZ, we just weren't good, were we? We weren't good at all. Created, I think, one shot on target throughout the match. Really didn't show up, and AZ deserved to get their victory. Now, I was thinking, like, this is the biggest game left in the season now. So surely the players would raise their levels for this game and get it over the line. And I did, after thinking about it, I did predict that we would win, but it wouldn't be pretty. It wouldn't be straightforward because AZ had something to hang on to. But so let's go to the lineups for that game. All eyes on that match. A lot pending on it, as I said. And we saw a lineup where we saw returning Van der Ven together with Romero, Porro right back, Spence left back, Vicario, which I was happy with. Then Maddison, Bergvall, and Sarr in midfield, with Wilson coming in on the right, which we haven't seen before. Solanke back in the side as well. Second game running after playing against Bournemouth, and then Son on the left. Well, he was always going to play because he's the captain, right? Many argued really we should have more out there or another option, but Son was always going to play this game. And Ange spoke a lot before the game about having his captains back, Vicario, Romero, Maddison and Son, and that they would really help this team. But what we have been seeing lately from this Spurs side, although we haven't played well and we haven't been putting in really good performances, we've seen the young players do okay. And Bergvall, for me, has been doing okay. Sometimes I feel like he gives the ball away a lot. He's just a young player, and he's really trying hard. And you can see there's something about him, and I think he's going to have a good future. And so, look, the AZ game, I thought we were dominating. We were controlling the game. We were moving the ball well from defence to midfield. But every time, all the attacks were going out to the left, and they were breaking down with Son. Son just can't beat a man. He was wasteful. And I just couldn't understand why we didn't really try and spread the play to the right. We had Wilson, who's got a lot of pace, trickery, who could have caused AZ problems, but all the attacks always seem to go on the left, maybe because Maddison's more on that side, possibly. Inverted fullbacks we saw again getting in the way. It was frustrating to watch. To be honest, it was, because all you want is kind of your fullbacks getting out wide, getting crosses in, and we didn't really fan Solanke at all. But we had control of the game. AZ really didn't offer much other than defending quite well. They had a couple of breakaways, but wasn't it great to see Van der Ven back there mopping up at the back? Romero, I felt, was a bit shaky, and their winger Poku was causing him a few troubles, and Romero had to foul him and push him over at one point. So there was a slight threat from AZ, but to be honest, I felt we dominated the match, and really what let us down was our kind of third, what we did in the final third. But with some pressing, one of the defenders of AZ tried to kick the ball away. It came off Son, fell in the path of Solanke. Solanke picked out Wilson, who was there, and he finished first time 1-0. Fair enough, 1-0 up. Probably on the state of play, we deserved it, even though I didn't think we were great. But you take that 1-0 going into half time. Now, so look, you're thinking that half what's been going wrong in the kind of in an attacking way. We didn't create many chances, and I was just hoping that we'd raise our intensity, quicken up the play, really put pressure on AZ in the second half, get another goal, get the game won. And I felt that if we could get a second goal, I didn't think AZ would be able to come back. So we did get that second goal, and it was quite early in that second half. I felt we started quite bright that second half, to be honest. And then it was a good goal, and I really enjoyed this goal with Maddison, Son, picking him out in the box. Good goal it was. And 2-0, you're thinking, surely now we should win this quite comfortably. But he made a change, didn't he? And he made a change. He took off Van der Ven, who'd been playing really well at that point. He came off, let me tell you guys. Van der Ven came off. Is it going to tell me? I can't see it. Hold on a second. He was substituted. Oh, it doesn't tell me now. 61 minutes. There you go. 61 minutes. And look, I get it. Van der Ven's just come back. You want to be careful with him. But, this was a crucial match. And he had such a good first half. And he brought in Gray. And look, nothing really happened. But it did happen, though, didn't it? Because Bergvall and Wilson gave the ball away, didn't they, to each other? It was a bit of a mess. And Cooperman's, he drove through, won the ball, and he finished it so well. It was such a good finish. 2-1, back to 2-2 in aggregate. And you're thinking, Spurs, what are you doing here now? And was it because Van der Ven was off? I don't know. It was just poor from the young boys gifting the ball away. And really, AZ didn't offer a lot in attacking sense in that game up at that point. They really didn't. But they got something back in the game, and it was frustrating. It really was. But let me tell you, we did score a third goal, and it was tense, wasn't it? Because 2-1, it was a draw. At that point, it could have gone into extra time. The game was in balance. Spurs, they never make things easily, do they? They really don't. And but what we did see was it was a really good goal, actually. We were playing it out from the back. People were saying, just get rid of it. But they managed to work it out to Maddison. And Maddison kind of with this turn took it away from those around him. It was a really good move. He drove up the field. It went out to the left. I think it was Son who fed in Spence, who actually went on the overlap, which I was kind of crying out for in the first half. He put the ball across the box, and Wilson was there to put it in 3-1. But the game weren't done there, was it? It really wasn't done. And what really frustrated me is that Ange, he took off Maddison and Wilson, who were our better performers on the day, and they came off. Let me tell you, they came off on 77 minutes. Same time as Wilson. Now, this was a bit of a risk because, AZ only needed to get a goal, and then it would have obviously brought the game back to a tie. And he took off a couple of your attacking outlets, and it was a risk. And AZ, they had a really couple of good chances. There was one where Vicari had to make a great save, and then when they went to pull it in to get the goal, Basuma kind of cleared it off the line, and it was so close. But AZ, I think there was another chance as well quite late on, which went wide. But look, again, I thought we controlled most of the game. AZ, although had chances, it wasn't a lot. They weren't. I didn't really think they were great. AZ. I just don't think they were the same team like we played at their ground. It's a big occasion for them. I mean, I heard before the game that AZ has not won away from in England before, so it was a big ask for them. They've got quite a young side, and I just think that on the day, I think we controlled it game really well. Look, we made it hard work, didn't we? We got it over the line 3-1 into the quarterfinals against Frankfurt now, which is a total different level as opposition. Now, I was happy that we won. Of course, I was happy that we're through. The performance I felt was better than what we've been seeing. But, AZ did have chances in that match, and a better team may have took them. And they did score as well. So, look, it wasn't a perfect performance. And, when I did my match reaction, it was just like job done into the next round. Bergvall, I felt, was played well. He was quite busy. Solanke got 2 assists. We never really provided him with much service, if you notice, in games. But, he got 2 assists, not really in the game much. So he did okay. And Wilson, as I said, had a good, that was his best game he's had for Spurs, 2 goals. Maddison, I thought, was good. It was okay. It was an okay performance, and it's a performance now that you just hope that builds some momentum. And what you want to see now at the next game is that the level is raised again. You hope so now that the players they're back in the side, gaining that match fitness, getting some confidence from a victory. But look, guys, we should have been beating AZ all day long. Look, I know we're 13th in the league, but player to player, we're better than them. It was the occasion to get through to the quarterfinals. And I think, we did enough. And I don't think AZ really were great at all, to be honest, although they did create a couple of big chances. And if you look at the stats, they actually had 3 big chances in the game to our 2. So, look, we're through. Frankfurt coming up, guys. How are you feeling about Frankfurt? Give us your thoughts. I think Frankfurt, they're in the top 4 in the German league, challenging for Champions League. I heard that they're a handy side. And obviously the first leg's at our grounds, and then we've got to go away to Frankfurt. And look, we're going to have to put in a better away performance than we did against AZ last week. And look, at this stage, I don't fancy us to win that game. Look, there's going to be some league games before that, some tricky league games. You've got like Fulham, Chelsea away. But what this team needs to do is, now it's got that win, they've got the players back, we need to continue to improve performances if we've got any chance of progressing in this Europa League. So, things have got to be better. Our attacking play, just a bit more tighter at the back. And I mean, Van der Ven does help massively, of course, and he played really well, I thought, in that first half, and for the time he was on the pitch. Again, look, so we're seeing the likes of Bergvall playing with Maddison. Would he play that away from home? I'm not sure. Star got the nod over Basuma. Benson Core will return back in the side. He was suspended. So now let's move ahead to that game against Fulham at the weekend. Now, Fulham, mid-table, 10th in the league, had an okay season. They haven't lost many games, kind of tailed off a bit, flatlined a bit, and they're just sitting where they are. It's a derby. I think Fulham will raise their level for this game. They beat us last season 3-0. I thought, they really outplayed us. And then even when Fulham came to White Hart Lane earlier this season, it was 1-1. And Fulham, I thought, were a better team, especially in that second half. So there's no given here that this is going to be a real tough test for Spurs. Although you could say Fulham not been perfect lately, but they did get through in the FA Cup. I can remember, I think they knocked out Manchester United in penalties, so they got something to play for. And on their day, they can be a useful side. Like their manager, he knows how to manage the team. He's got some tactics. He'll know how to play against Spurs. And I think they will take the game to us. And let's see what we're all about. A lot of people will probably think, oh no, we're going to be tired because of the Europa League. I know we haven't got a great record playing in the Premier League after Europe, and then it's the international break. But seriously, guys, this team has got to do better. Ange has got to get more out of this team. And, there's no excuses really now. I know we've still got a couple of injuries, but I think with Van der Ven back, Romero back, Spence playing well in the side, Maddison playing well, Solanke, couple of assists, we need to see him start scoring goals again. Now he's back. And Wilson as well. Look, this is a chance for him now to nail down his position. I fancy Wilson more than Johnson. I think he offers a lot more. He attempts to take on his man. He's busy. He's everywhere. He's got more to his game than Johnson, I think. And let's see if this kind of form for him continues, and that he can give us the assists and goals that we need from our forward line. Son, at the moment, for me, he looks well off it. He really does. He can't really take on his man. He keeps trying to shoot, but he's not getting anywhere. And I think, he's a kind of like a bit of a problem in the side. A lot of our attacking play breaks down when it gets to him. He's always trying to cut inside. Spence needs to get on the overlap a bit more like he did in that second half against AZ. But, what sort of team we're going to see on Sunday, guys? Do you think it's going to be a similar lineup to against AZ? Are we going to see Bentancur returning back to the side? What's he going to do? Is he going to play quite an open team, with likes of Bergvall and Maddison playing together with either Saar, Basuma or Bentancur? We will see Solanke up front. We will see Son on the left. And I think he will go for Wilson again on the right. I just don't think you can drop him after that performance. And, and you've got options off the bench as well if the players get tired second half. But I just think, we've got to match Fulham's intensity. Yeah, we've got to be switched on. We can't be making stupid errors at the back, and that high line has got to be careful. It really does. And, there's just got to be some game management from Ange. The players have got to be up for it. It's a London derby. Ange's record in London derbies this season has been awful. So, and last season, he hasn't got a good record in it. So that's something that it's got to get better. I want to see these players motivated for this game, up for it. As I said not a little while ago, we need to improve performances on the pitch. Yeah, we must. We've not been good enough this season. There's been too many poor performances, bursts of okay play, but there's not been many games where we've been solid and secure throughout a match. Unfortunately, under Ange, you're always going to concede chances. It's just the system. It's just how he plays. It helps with having Van der Ven back and Romero back. And look, I can't really call this one. I just think as long as we match Fulham's intensity, just really, improving that and how we attack. And look, there will be chances, both sides. Who's going to be more clinical on the day? Is Solanke going to step up? We're going to see Maddison play well again. Who knows? Romero's got to get better as well, because I said it looks a bit rusty since coming back into the side. So, guys, give us your predictions on Fulham. Are you confident? Are you not confident? How do you think the game's going to go? What do you expect from Spurs now, coming into these next couple of games? I know we've got the annoying international break. Chelsea away is not far away. After the international break, we go to their ground. So that's a really tough game. We've just got an awful record at Chelsea, whatever side we've played against, whatever managers we have. I can only remember a win where Dele Alli scored, I think, under, trying to think who it was under now. Maybe it was under Conte. Maybe I was wrong, but anyway, guys, give us your feelings on the Europa League. Has that given you any kind of hope that we can progress in this competition? What do you want to see from the side? Are you at the feeling that the league still matters? Games in the league still matters. For me, it does. I know I've heard many fans speak that don't matter about the league, just rest the players in the league and just keep them for the Europa League. I don't think that's going to help the side. I really do. I think we do need to build momentum, and that is by playing games in the league, getting the combination plays better, just being a better side, because this season, as I've been keep saying, we haven't been good under Ange. That victory against AZ for Ange has now... He's saved this job, isn't it, really? Because if he'd lost that game, there was, a massive chance that he could have lost his job. Or, Ange has got a lot to prove. He really does. A lot is pending on that Europa League run. Tough game against Frankfurt, I've already mentioned. But guys, thank you for watching the video. Please leave your comments. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. I'll be back next weekend for another weekend review. Oh, finally as well, there caught a bit of uproar today with the England squad, A lot of fans unhappy with Spence not being included, Maddison not being included. I don't know, really. I don't really pay much attention to England at the moment. I know we've got Tuchel coming in. Be interesting to see how he gets this team playing. But look, I know a lot of fans are unhappy for the Spurs players not getting included. I think Gray got called up to the under-21s. So no Spurs players in the England squad. So, I think this is just a bit of a break from Spurs. I don't know what they're going to do over the international break. Are they going to be training? What's Ange's plan for these players? Obviously, there's going to be many going to play for their countries as well. So there will be many away. And the only other thing I was going to leave it with, just to end the show, one more thing is the, as soon as, Ange does get a good result, all the people behind Ange come out of the woodwork, don't they? And calling out the Ange outers, where are you now? It's just so ridiculous, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, we've had a goddamn awful season with 14 defeats in the league. Out of the domestic cups, and look, I tell you guys, the people who want Ange out have not gone anywhere. And look, it all gets a bit silly, but that is what it is. There's been a massive divide this season for fans who are behind Ange and fans who want Ange out. It's just what it is, isn't it? The fan base is very divided at times. Finally, one more thing to mention, the protest for the 6th of April is on again before the Southampton game. I hope many people go and to this protest, and it's bigger than the last one. Keep putting pressure on the board. The other information we found out this week was that they are freezing the season ticket prices, which is good. Has that protest contributed to that? I hope it has. But guys, anyway, thanks for watching the video. Hope you all have a great weekend. Another Spurs game Sunday. What we're going to see, who knows? With this team, we just don't know. But anyway, guys, take care of yourselves and come on, you Spurs.